Hello everyone, welcome to my corner of the internet. Um, hey, it's been quite some time since we last talked. I've been busy with studies and other stuff, but I finally got some time to talk about this thing today. Um, the thing that I came here to talk about today, I feel like it's something that people quite like, they think about it quite often, but they might not necessarily be comfortable admitting it. Love, yes, love is, I, I think, one of the most beautiful and at the same time vague thing one can experience, like genuinely. Again, just like the previous videos, I'm I tell this thing again and again that these videos aren't factual, aren't aren't necessarily structured. So you might find contradictions of my own words in this video, my own sentences, of my own ideas, because I'm just laying my feelings bare out. Because I don't know, it just feels good to do that, to be honest. And who knows, maybe some of you out there might also be feeling the same. So, okay, we today came here to, not me, I came here to today talk about my perspective of love, and till this, like, till the life that I'm currently in, like, to this day, I think I've seen my perception and idea about love change over time, and it's really interesting actually. Like, think about it. Love in itself isn't something really complicated. Like, the absolute basic, the absolute core of what love is still the same as it was 100 years ago. Love is supposed to be the bond between two people who have sworn to stay by each other's side, no matter what comes, in the high, in the low, in the most darkest, and in the most brightest times. Like, just thinking about it is so interesting, isn't it? Like, just imagine someone being with you when you are at your lowest, and still they don't leave you. They still pick you for who you are. They don't make you feel as if you are worthless and stuff. Like, it's just so beautiful, isn't it? It's just so beautiful. That hasn't changed. Thankfully, that still hasn't changed, and I hope that doesn't change, because it is a really beautiful thing to have someone with you through all of your hard times as well as all of the good times. To spend time with someone, to have someone to dedicate yourself to. Like, it's so beautiful, isn't it? But at the same time, it has also gotten quite vague, quite. You can kind of, like, you can say it's complicated, but complication isn't really the word I would like to use here. But I think it has gotten really hard to navigate. I think that's the more appropriate word here. Love itself, as well as all of the things that surround it, has gotten, like, much more complicated from my experience. When I was little, um, I mean, I am still young, but when I was little, I didn't necessarily think anything about it. I just, grabbed the basic core idea that it is supposed to be two people staying with each other and just, you know, being together. The true shape of, like, love, the idea of love got in a shape in my head when I was a teenager. I'm still a teenager, but, like, I, it basically shaped, it got its shape when I was a bit more younger than I'm now. I myself have fair bit of experience in love. I myself was in a few relations. I know, surprising. So I oftentimes mention this in my last relation. It taught me many things. It wasn't a good one, but it taught me many things. One of them, like, it hugely shaped my idea of love. Let me tell you how. After I was trying to recover from my last relation, I discovered one of the, like, I discovered the most beautiful thing that I saw. Anime. Yes, anime. Seriously, watch my other video if you're confused on how anime saved me. And I used to watch a lot, and I mean a lot and lot of romance animes, slice of life animes, and just feel animes, like animes that you can feel. You know. animes that you can feel, animes, and like it just please forgive me for that, sorry. um, I I can edit this video, but then I don't have the time to edit, so I just let's just go with this. So like when um like let me see, why does my phone keep shutting off for some reason, I don't understand. Anyway, I formed an idea of love that was, I think it can be called too imaginative. I think you can to some extent actually call the previous imagination of the previous idea of love in my head too imaginative, or I won't say childish, but it was too hopeful, I think. I mean, it was to some extent was greatly detached from the reality. The like there are so many variables. Why does my phone okay, like sorry. um it is like there are so many factors in terms of love that it just sometimes becomes so harder to navigate. um when I first formed an idea of love, to me it was really magical. It was something that was to be cherished. It was something that was sacred. It was something that was to be protected. It was something that you can be with, of course, along with the basic ideas and all of the shit. I knew that the real life would be somewhat like complicated than what I'm thinking, but never like I never actually thought that it would be like it would be this much harder to navigate, I think. Let me tell you what I mean. For 3 to 4 years, for 3 to 4 years, I actually had no interest in women, no interest in love, not because I didn't want it, but I don't know, I just like nobody really clicked with me that much. Now, I don't know if the um like it's embarrassing to say, I don't know who is watching this, so I don't necessarily wanna say this that much, like don't wanna necessarily touch this topic that much, but just know someone actually managed to like catch my interest. Someone actually made me feel like, oh, am I starting to like her or stuff like that. But again, I was really cautious about it because I mean, I learned that it's not necessarily always a good thing when when you like have feeling for someone and stuff like that. You need to be sometimes really careful about what you are feeling for someone. And thankfully, like I'm so happy that I did, because like how do I say, like my feelings weren't necessarily returned, and it's not a bad thing. Of course, it's never a bad thing if your feelings are not returned, because again, the other person have their own self. They are own people of their own. So of course, you have to respect them. I respect that, of course. So I don't want to touch on this topic that much, because who knows who is watching this video, man? Who knows? But let me tell you what I mean now. First of all, trust. Like when yes, falling in love sounds really good, isn't it? Doesn't it sound good? It sounds good. You falling for someone, you getting excited when you see them, you getting like you getting the butterflies in your stomach when you see them, and all other things. Doesn't it sound so interesting? Doesn't it sound so exciting? Until you have experienced a past relation which wasn't really good, and for which now you are afraid to fall for someone. Now you are afraid that this might turn out the same. Now you are afraid of your own feelings. Now you are afraid that you might not you that you might be again misjudging. Yeah, good luck with that, because I remember when my feelings, I started to realize that I had this kind of feelings for her again. I didn't want to commit to her. I didn't completely like her, but there were some feelings at least. So I was like instantly scared. Like, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? Like, what is this? What is this feeling again? It's scary. It's genuinely scary when you have this feeling, because I remember myself when I had those feelings. The source of my happiness was like, at least until now, after that relation, the source of my happiness, the source of my contentment, the source of the satisfaction was me, is me. Like I am still the source of my own happiness, commitment, as well as satisfaction, as well as contentment. But when you start to fall for someone, knowingly or unknowingly, the like at least to some extent, at least the like the source of your happiness, the source of your satisfaction, the source of your contentment might actually shift to someone. And it's unavoidable. Okay, if you are gonna commit to someone, if you're gonna be in a long-term relation with them, of course it's gonna happen. It's not a bad thing. But when you really like get into it, when you really start to feel that you're like that you might be catching feeling for someone, it is actually really scary. If you have, you know, gone through a bad relation or a bad bonding before, it's really scary. Like, people who went through this, I think they can relate with me. After you have gotten out of a bad relation and now are falling for someone, it's so scary, isn't it? It's so scary that what if my what if I'm losing control again? What if my source of happiness is again going away from me? What if this is all false? What if what I'm feeling is false? And it's okay to have them. And it's okay to have them. Our brain is just trying to protect ourselves. It's okay. This is the first complication. Just the idea of falling with someone, no matter how fantasizing, no matter how exciting it sounds, unfortunately reality is not like that. Most of the times there are many other factors that are at play that will determine what you feel. And most of the time, the like the it is not like the exciting feeling that people mention is false. I think it is not necessarily false. I don't think it's false. It's more like most of the people who will experience this, I don't want to mean it badly, but most of the people who experience this are people who are falling for the first time. Those who have been in a relation or have some more experience on them, so I don't think they necessarily will feel this. So that is first. The like literal idea of falling for someone itself is quite complicated. It's hard to navigate. It's hard to trust yourself when you have already fallen for someone whom you shouldn't have. And when things like it's just is it's like what I said in the beginning. There will be times when I myself won't be able to form sentences or words because I'm just laying myself bare in front of you. Not bare, but you get it. To sorry, sorry, please, pardon me. Um, yeah. So the first thing that I said, it's genuinely scary. It genuinely feels like you are losing control over yourself when you start to fall for yourself. If you have a bad experience with love, or if you have a negative experience with love, it is scary. And it's really hard to navigate. Again, it's all of these are really hard to navigate um, if you don't have any friends. Thankfully, I am blessed to have good friends whom I can talk with to actually, you know, try to navigate it. Same goes for attachment. When you have bad experience in relation, you will be afraid to attach yourself with someone. When you have experience that, you know, hoping for the future with someone um, isn't necessarily a good thing sometimes. When you start to fall for someone, when you, let alone, like, let's forget about falling, but more like when you are in a relation with someone, and when like when people say stuff like I am afraid, like I was, you see, when I was a bit younger than I am now, I always used to ask myself, why do people say that I am afraid that this relation will go, like this relation will become serious? I think I understand now. Why? Look, if a relation is getting serious, if a relation is if a relation has the potential to go long term, that means commitment, that means committing to the other person, that means trusting each other, and that eventually goes to attachment. Now look, these aren't bad things at all. These are natural things that will come along if you are gonna be in a long term relation with someone. But the idea of trusting someone deeply with yourself other than you or your parents, the idea of relying on someone emotionally, the idea of being attached to someone emotionally, the idea of trusting someone, yeah, I now realize that these are actually quite hard. They are not as fantasizing, they are not as like beautiful, they are not as butterfly type of stuff. Not, no, 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 they are not like that. Sorry, they are not like that. They are scary. It's scary when a relation starts to get serious. It is genuinely scary, because now you are actually trusting them with your heart. Now you are allowing, you are giving them power to actually hurt yourself. Again, that's just a byproduct. That's not the main thing that you should focus on, of course. Loving someone, being in a long-term relation with them, just means that you guys are gonna get more emotionally attached with each other, that you guys are gonna get more vulnerable with each other, that you guys are gonna be like, you guys will have the, how do I say it, like the emotional leverage over each other. So they can potentially harm you, they can potentially harm you again, they can potentially harm you, because this has gotten serious. You guys have committed, and you have trusted each other. It sounds bad, but they have the power to, they have the potential to, I mean, grab something, let's say, science, okay. Science has brought us, like, science has given us so many things, isn't it? But it also made nuclear bombs. It is also making a thing called AI. So, like, science in itself was supposed to help us, isn't it? But it's also creating so many things that is creating problems for us. It's the same. But again, this is also why finding someone good and finding a good partner is such a valuable thing, and why should you cherish them? Because again, they have, like, when you are in a serious relation, you have trusted him or her with your emotions, and they have the potential, or they have the ability to hurt you. But if they don't, but if you have a genuinely healthy relation, a good partner, they won't. But they can if they want. And for that reason, you should cherish them more. My English, sorry. You should cherish them. You should cherish them more. You should cherish them more. You should tell how grateful you are to them, because just remember, they can, but they aren't, or the freaking thought isn't even appearing on their mind, because they just love you so much, they respect you so much. So, I mean, while it is quite scary to think that, when you are, when things are starting to get serious with someone, there is always a chance that, you might get hurt. But it's also the same reason why you should cherish your relationship with him or her more. This is why you shouldn't take them for granted. So, you know it's a scary thing, but also it's the thing what makes it more beautiful. Then we have, again, hopes for future. When you try, when you start to imagine a future with them, um, when you start to imagine a future with them, again, you are trusting yourself. You are, like, you are kind of making yourself vulnerable in front of them, because you trust them. Because you trust them. Because you trust them, right? And there's exactly, again, we come back to the same point: trusting them. Making ourselves vulnerable in front of someone is genuinely scary. It's genuinely scary. I didn't understand before, why do people say that being vulnerable in front of someone, being emotionally open to someone, is scary? But now I understand. now like now I understand what people mean. It's genuinely scary to be vulnerable in front of someone, because they can always hurt you if they want. If they want to, they can always hurt you. They know what your emotions are, they know where to strike, they know what you feel, and that's also exactly why you should cherish them. Again, we come back to the same point. It's scary, it's hard to navigate, it's complicated. Like, there are so many things that I want to say. Like, what if the other person is like, they themselves are getting into, like, it's just, it's even hard to put into words sometimes. Like, let me tell you a few of my experiences. Wanted to like um I wanted to kind of trust that, this might turn into something, but I was also afraid. Thankfully, I mean, it's unfortunate that it didn't turn into something, but I mean, I didn't expect anything like extreme, so it's okay. But like, the main topic of our conversation is, it's genuinely vulnerable, it's genuinely scary, it's genuinely uncomfortable to um, be with someone other than you, like, to just open yourself to others, to be vulnerable in front of them, to get into a serious relation with people, because it just always scares. It's actually scary. The first step, sorry, the first step, the first step itself, falling, is already like it's already pretty scary. It's already pretty scary. Um, what if the other person doesn't feel the same? What if they don't return your feelings? They are their own people. You can't argue against them. It is up to them what they will feel about you. There's that. And there's also that, what if they cheat on you? Straightforward. What if they cheat on you? What if they do something bad behind your back? It's scary, isn't it? The I just hearing myself talk about it, I sometimes wonder where did the imaginative fantasizer version of myself went to, who fantasized and who kind of, to me love to me love is still sacred. And in fact, I would argue loyalty, love, care, all of these things have gotten even more sacred to me. Their value increased in my eyes even more. But I'm just more scared now of falling in love. Like, isn't it such ironic? I wanna genuinely fall in love with someone, but at the same time, I'm scared that I will fall in love with someone. Because if you genuinely fall in love with someone, you are kind of making yourself vulnerable, not like in a bad way, but it is just a byproduct. If things are getting serious with someone, again, it's scary. Falling in love with someone is scary. Maintaining that love with someone is scary. There's always a chance they will betray you. There is always a chance of something. And I mean, I have seen 8 years of relation being broken in the internet as well as in real life. I have seen couples breaking up who have been with together for 13 years. There's never like, I don't want to sound paranoid, but you just have to accept, no matter how much you bond with someone, the other person is still other person. They are still their own people. They have their own emotions that sometimes you might not make sense of. So it's genuinely scary. And like, growing up, I can feel that the world is really grey in most of the areas. I wanna feel love, but I'm scared to fall in love. I wanna be in a relation, but I'm scared to be in a relation. Isn't it so weird? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know in future if I will ever find someone, but I just want to get it out. Like, it's okay. It's okay. If anyone is feeling this, it's okay to feel this. You are not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Many people are scared to fall in love. Many people are scared to pursue deep, genuine, serious relation with others. That's okay. That's okay. We just have to navigate this. We just have to love ourselves. We just have to be honest with ourselves. We just have to find people that we can talk to. Thankfully, I'm blessed with them, and just go through it. Okay. Again, in just like the other videos, the many of the words, many of the sentences in my videos are quite like messy, and because again, emotions are quite messy and complicated. But love itself is such a beautiful emotion. As the same time, it's such a vague, ugly thing as well. I genuinely hope I find love, but at the same time, I'm horrified of falling in love. Because what if I get hurt again? What if my emotions don't get um? What if I like? It's so scary, isn't it? For now, I mean, yeah, I don't have anything other than that to say. Sorry for the noise. I don't know this mic even works. Like, it used to work, but I don't know if it's working. So I like, anyways. Um, yeah, I guess I don't necessarily have anything to say. The conclusion of this video is that love, love, on its core is still the same: being together with someone, loving them, even at their lowest, even at their highest, accepting their flaws, being together with them, being loyal to them, everything. But love itself, as well as many things around it, have gotten complicated, have gotten hard to navigate, and it's genuinely scary. Love is genuinely scary. Love is scary. It's also beautiful, but it's also scary. Well, I guess I have nothing more to say. I don't know how months it will take for me to upload another video, but well, I guess you guys could probably hear my voice. Till then,